Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming to this version of a TED Talk. Let me start out, first of all, by telling you what a TED Talk is. It's basically just talking or discussing about an idea that needs to be spread or needs to be discussed at the very least. The idea I want to talk about today is one that the government recently came out with. Let me start out by telling you a story. About a couple weeks ago, I came home from work, and as I usually do, I have a conversation with my wife about the things that happened during her day, anything interesting that we saw in the news, anything interesting that we read at all, period. And she brought out the point. She tells me, "Hey, did you hear about that thing the government did?" And I asked her, "What are you talking about? The government enforced transgender bathroom issue?" And she says, "Yeah, that's the one. What do you think about it?" And more importantly, she asked me, should we think about homeschooling? We have a 2-year-old daughter right now who we're going to start looking into preschools in the near future. So that's definitely something that we needed to talk about. Right away, I asked her what her concerns were because if I learned anything from my short stint being married, is that even when you don't agree with a woman, you should at least listen to her. Her concerns were twofold. The first one being perverts, and the second one being the way that this would potentially influence a child towards choosing a lifestyle. Let me talk about the first one. I feel like there's always going to be perverts. There's already perverts right now. And one way or another, if a pervert wants to do a perverted thing, he's going to do it. So does it really matter? So right off the bat, I strike that one out. The second one, the influencing, is one that I want to get a little more in depth. But first of all, I don't think the government should be enforcing anything upon anyone. I don't even understand why this isn't even a conversation that's going on. I don't understand why the government had to come out and put out a mandate telling everyone, hey, from now on, every child, K through 12, really anyone is what it comes down to, can go into any bathroom and they are protected by the law in regards to that. I thought this is America. I thought we had freedom. And I feel like this infringes a little upon that. And then there's also the issue of parents worrying. I feel like no matter all the social stigmas that will be overcome as we go throughout, parents will always worry about their kids, and more so now, especially for dads with daughters, that that at any time a guy can walk into a bathroom that your daughter's in, and simply by claiming the transgender card, he's going to be allowed and no one can kick him out and no one can do anything about it. And he's the one that's protected by the law at that point, not my daughter. And that's an issue for me. That's something I did agree with my wife about, is that something needs to be done. I feel like the law should always protect both parties. And in this case, it's definitely just protecting and catering to the 1%. Going along with that, I feel like bullying will rise. Right now, all those closet trannies are all still in their closets, so they're not really doing anything. No one really knows about them, and hence no bullying. But now that this will be out, this will help those closet trannies come out, which is a good thing to a certain extent. But now it'll also cause them to be singled out. Now everybody in the entire school will know who they are and what their lifestyle is. And that will lead to a rise in bullying. And then going back to the government enforcing ideals upon someone, I really don't believe that it's the government's place to be forcing children especially to accept others' ideals. And this is exactly what it's doing. This is the government coming out and saying, hey, it's okay for this person to be living their lifestyle this way, in this case being a transgender. And you have to accept them because we said so. It's essentially what that whole letter is saying all throughout. And again, I believe we as a country are better than that. And I believe that everyone should have the freedom to choose how to live their style, but also the freedom to either accept or reject someone's lifestyle. This is dangerously flirting with infringing upon religious freedom, because I know there's very strict religious people that do not accept that lifestyle, and now they're forced to do it. Even worse, their children are being forced to do it. Now there isn't a one fit all, a blanket solution that can solve this. There never will be, because we as humans will never fully agree. So when we're talking about solutions, there's not going to be one that fits it right. But I believe the government had the right idea with the military, with the whole don't ask, don't tell policy. That's, I believe, perfect. Like, don't go around telling people how you're living your lifestyle. And then to these people, don't go around asking how they're living their lifestyle. Simply respect everyone. Love one another, right? Freedom should be respected equally. That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. And this is definitely one-sided. It is 100% catering to the 1%. And that's something that I do not agree with. Going back to the conversation with my wife, I told her no, I don't believe in homeschooling, simply because I believe there's valuable social lessons learned in school. And even if my daughter has to grow up with the possibility of perverts going in the bathroom or other transgender individuals forcing their lifestyle upon her, I believe that at the end of the day, it's good for her. It'll build a character, and all we can do as parents is teach correct principles and allow them to cover themselves. Thank you all. I appreciate your time, and thank you for listening.